Did you know Korea uses two different number systems? The native Korean numbers and the Sino-Korean numbers. In this lesson, I'm going to introduce both systems and explain when and how they are used. If you find my lessons helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. In Korea, we use these two different sets of numbers. Native Korean is mostly used for counting, and Sino-Korean numbers are usually used to express the date and general numbers, count money, and for mathematical numbers. The way you say these numbers are different for each system, which can be very, very confusing if you're new to learning Korean. So if you have any questions throughout this lesson, please feel free to ask in the comment section and I will answer as soon as I can. Now let's start with the Korean native number system. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. So when do Koreans use these native numbers? First of all, we use native numbers when we count objects, when we count people, and when we count the number of animals. We count using counter words, and some of the most used counters are 개 for counting things, 명 for counting people, and 마리 for counting living things. And of course, there are many, many more counters. And when we count in Korean, we usually put what we're counting at the beginning, then the native number, and then the counter word. And here's the tricky part. How did we count 1 to 4 in the Korean native system? That's right. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. But when we use these numbers with the counter words, these four numbers become shorter for easier pronunciation. So instead of saying 하나 마리, 둘 마리, or 셋 개, or 넷 개, we say 한 마리, 두 마리, 세 개, 네 개. And also after the tens, 11개, 12개, 13개, 14개, and so on. Also, we use native numbers when we express our age. So in Korean, the word 살 is used to say how old somebody is. Like I said, we don't use 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷 here too because the numbers are followed by 살. However, if the number stands alone without 살, you can use the original form. For example, if somebody asks 몇 살이에요? And one can answer 11살이에요. 11예요. Number 3, we use native numbers to tell the time in hour form, and we use Sino-Korean for minutes. But here we'll have a look at how we use the native form when telling the time. 1 o'clock, 1시. 2 o'clock, 2시. 3 o'clock, 3시. 4 o'clock, 4시. 5 o'clock, 5시. 6 o'clock, 6시, and so on. So even here we have shortened 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷 into 한, 두, 셋, 넷. We're not saying 하나시, 둘시. We're saying 한시, 두시, 세시, 네시 for the first four numbers. And also when we count the number of hours, we use the counter word 시간. So when we say that somebody took 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours to do something, we can say 한 시간, 2시간, 3시간, 4시간, and so on. Next, let's look at Sino-Korean numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
And when do Koreans actually use these Sino-Korean number system? Okay, so for the Sino-Korean numbers, I put age and time first because we just looked at how we use them with the native numbers. For age and time, we also use the Sino-Korean numbers, but in different ways. Let's just quickly compare with the native numbers so you can understand better. For age with native numbers, we learned that we say 한 살, 두 살, 세 살 for 1-year-old, 2 years old, and 3 years old. Also with Sino-Korean numbers, we can say 1세, 2세, 3세. So instead of saying 살, we're saying 세. 1 year of age, 2 years of age, and 3 years of age. It's just a different way or more of a formal way of expressing age. And for time, native numbers were used to express the hours. 1시, 1 o'clock, 2시, 2 o'clock, 3시, 3 o'clock. Sino-Korean numbers are used to express the minutes and seconds. So for minutes, we say number plus 분, which means minutes. And for seconds, we say number plus 초, which means seconds. 1 minute is 1분 and 1 second is 1초. So to say the time is 3:25, we say 3시 25분. The hour part is in native form and the minute part is in Sino-Korean. And to say something took, let's say, 1 hour and 10 minutes, we say 1시간 10분. Here also the hour part is native and the minute part is Sino-Korean. Next, we have money and prices. So to count or express money and prices, we use Sino-Korean number system. So we put the number first and then the currency. So for example, 57,000 Korean won, we'll read it as 57,000 won. One thing you must understand when counting in Sino-Korean numbers is that in Korea, we use a different number unit for counting from English. As you can see, 10,000 is man in Korean, and we don't put the word il in front of 10, 100, 1000, man. For example, 15,000 Korean won is 15,000 won, not 15,000 won. However, we put il in front of the unit ok. Then we have dates. We use Sino-Korean numbers when we talk about dates. So today's date is 2025, September the 10th. In Korean, we just read it as 2025년 9월 10일. 년 is year, 월 is month, and 일 is day. So for phone numbers, country codes, emails, addresses, postcodes, anything that has official numbers, we use the Sino-Korean number system. And for math and large numbers, like 1 plus 27, 1 더하기 27, we use Sino-Korean numbers. Okay, if you like my video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you want to learn more about counting numbers in both native and Sino-Korean, please check out my other video where I count from 1 to 100 in both systems. Thank you very much. Bye.
하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열, 열하나, 열둘, 열셋, 열넷, 열다섯, 열여섯, 열일곱, 열여덟, 열아홉, 스물, 스물하나, 스물둘, 스물셋, 스물넷, 스물다섯, 스물여섯, 스물일곱, 스물여덟, 스물아홉, 서른, 서른하나, 서른둘, 서른셋, 서른넷, 서른다섯, 서른여섯, 서른일곱, 서른여덟, 서른아홉, 마흔, 마흔하나, 마흔둘, 마흔셋, 마흔넷, 마흔다섯, 마흔여섯, 마흔일곱, 마흔여덟, 마흔아홉, 쉰, 쉰하나, 쉰둘, 쉰셋, 쉰넷, 쉰다섯, 쉰여섯, 쉰일곱, 쉰여덟, 쉰아홉, 예순, 예순하나, 예순둘, 예순셋, 예순넷, 예순다섯, 예순여섯, 예순일곱, 예순여덟, 예순아홉, 일흔, 일흔하나, 일흔둘, 일흔셋, 일흔넷, 일흔다섯, 일흔여섯, 일흔일곱, 일흔여덟, 일흔아홉, 여든, 여든하나, 여든둘, 여든셋, 여든넷, 여든다섯, 여든여섯, 여든일곱, 여든여덟, 여든아홉, 아흔, 아흔하나, 아흔둘, 아흔셋, 아흔넷, 아흔다섯, 아흔여섯, 아흔일곱, 아흔여덟, 아흔아홉, 백, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.